go. We're in the building. Urban Matter.
Hey,
Matter.
mess it up. Hey, Breezy, cut that shit up.
Yes. Alrighty, we in the building. Urban Matters Matter live chat. I'm your gracious host, Dr. Juice. Again, coming to you with another episode on September 5th, 2024. And today we're going to be chopping up just a little bit of heavy game. We ain't going to put it on y'all too live like hot sauce. We're just going to give you a little bit of mild sauce today. But I got my homie in the building, Brother Marky Mark, that entrepreneur. They call him the shark man. When he smell blood in the water, he going to get it. And we thank you for joining us, Brother Marky Mark.
Yes, sir. So welcome. So welcome.
Okay, thank you. I just got to give a shout out, man. Y'all heard about the young homie, little homie Quan, man. We got to give it out to that young man. He passed away, man, age 34 in Atlanta. He's a hip hop artist, little homie Quan. Y'all know him from some of the songs that he have. He had some bangers, man, that was out there, man. I gotta give my hat out, man, and we're gonna say rest in peace to the little homie, man. Because one thing about little homie Quan I could respect about the hip hop industry, he was really, really like conscious with the way he rapped. He did, some of his stuff was a little ratchet sometimes, but he had balance. He would balance it out with a little bit of conscious rap, yeah. And so I just got to give a salute out to that brother real quick, man. We're gonna just play a little bit of the little homie song real quick, brother Mark, before we get started.
All right, sounds good.
Y'all give it out to this young man. I gotta keep stopping it and pausing it like that, bro, Mark, because if I don't, they'll try to give me a strike on YouTube or whatever, Facebook. They try to strike the. Y'all give it up for my homie, little homie Quan, man. Rest in peace, man. Rest in power, little brother. R.I.P.
Hey, man, my real niggas in this motherfucker, man.
Y'all know the little homie from Atlanta, man. We got to get some shout out for that, man. Y'all send a prayer out to his family, too, man.
To the real nigga walk
34 years old, man. 34 years old.
through for me, hey. I be feeling like the man when I walk through. I ain't saying
Damn, boy, that hurt right there, Mark.
what you saying when I walk through. I got all these hoes staring when I walk through.
I already know they're going to give me a strike, man, so we going to run it.
I done made a few bands on the walk through. Watch me. Hey, why me walk through? Watch me.
Yeah!
Watch me. Hey, why me walk through? Watch me. Hey, why me?
I know everybody done rocked out on this one before, man. This was a banger right here. This was a banger. Oh, Lord, I done messed it up. Let's see if I can go back. Right. Oh, Lord, I was getting off just then. I was getting off.
Yeah, you were going there.
We all agree.
Hey, but see, that's going to keep them from striking me, see? The ancestors knew what they doing, man, so they're going to run that. We're going to run it back.
That nigga walk through. Hey, why me walk through? Watch me. Hey, why me walk through? I done made a few bands on the walk through. I done made a few bands on the walk through. People don't know now, I don't talk to. Me and Parliament, the big hill boss too. Sitting at the round table making boss moves. I done walk through with Gucci on my feet. Who got more money, you or me? I'ma walk through usually with my nigga Beverly that I got the tool on me. I done smoke past security. What the fuck do you need glasses just to see me? When I'm coming full speed, got that V12 running. And I'ma jump the fence if I see 12 coming. Even if I were blind, I could still smell money. I can't trust no outside niggas, they could tell on me. I'm the alphabet boy, cause I keep a L on me. I smoke good, throwing up my set in your hood, niggas. I be feeling like the man when I walk through. I ain't saying what you saying when I walk through. I got all these hoes staring when I walk through. I done made a few bands on the walk through. Watch me. Hey, why me walk through? Watch me. Hey, why me walk through? Watch me. Hey, why me walk through? I done made a few bands on on the road.
Yeah, it's money over here. What you thought, clown? Play crazy while you high, had you knocked down. No frowns round here, bro, we all smiles. G7 just dropped, got us down.
Small shake the boy out when I walk through. Scarface 4, he died, did part 2.
Have your people tell promoters that I'm coming, park me in the front, leave the shit running, here's 100, what up? Live your bitch like a coin, better call it, nigga. She got a thing for us, big dick baller, nigga. She bout to rock the boy Mike, tell it feedback. The realest nigga out my city, and I mean that.
I be feeling like the man when I walk through. Ain't stunning what you saying when I walk through. I got all these hoes staring when I walk through. How to make a few bands on the walk through. Watch me, hey, why me walk through? Watch me, hey, why me walk through? Hey, why me walk through? How to make.
Yeah.
I think we got your own people out there. Yeah. Yeah, we got some help with the technical.
Uh-oh. I done lost you.
I got my microphone checked. Can you hear me?
There you go. You back?
Can you hear me, Mark?
You muffled. Can you hear me?
Pick it up a little bit. Okay.
You muffled.
How about now? Can you hear me, Mark and Mark?
Perfect. There we
All
go.
right, here we go. We back. We back. Hey, man, listen, man. I've been having some janky media feed, man, lately, man. They trying to stop the boy, but they can't stop the boy, man. We gonna make it do what it do. You feel me, Mark and Mark?
Yes,
So,
sir.
Mark, what's on your radar for today, man? We're gonna make this a real quick, brief show. A lot of the family ain't here. A lot of the guys they had other, we got some people doing some conferences. We got some folks doing a little bit of money making projects, and that's
Right.
what we're doing over here, man. We're making money, and so y'all better start tuning in, man, because this is not your average everyday beta male type broadcast. This is all alpha over here. Y'all know what an alpha male is, right? Tell them what an alpha male is, bro, Mark.
That would be us.
For real, for real, for real.
Hey, if they don't know, they better ask somebody. Because
Correct,
I tell you what happens a lot of times is, we get lost. We get to saying words. We don't know the definitions to them. So we are in such a space to where we wait for people to tell us what stuff means. I think you remember I always say we got to read. So maybe y'all need to go and read what an alpha male is.
Yes, sir.
And embrace that, because we need it back in our community.
Sure.
And we needed to step out front, because we've been taught to live backwards. They want to say, in our community, the woman is the backbone and stuff like that, when that wasn't God's plan. So we have to help make, not backbone. And so we have to know our roles. We have to we got to take them back, and we got to work on them, and we got to nurture them and be proud of them.
Sure. Absolutely.
One thing you won't see with me and Dr. Juice is this gray we got here. We're gonna rock. We're gonna rock this gray. We ain't gonna be coloring it and all that stuff, trying to look young, because we done been through some things in life. And that wisdom that we have and that we sought out is worthy. So I don't want nobody to think I'm 20, because I'm a lot different than what I was when I was 20. So, brother, me, I just want to, I notice a lot of the word salad to go on. I'm just going to touch on it just a little bit. And I know you wanted to speak on Mr. High Flyer himself, Mr. Roland Martin.
Oh, man.
What a cheeky situation.
Wow. Wow. I tried to tell folks, man, about that guy, man. I said, look, man, y'all are getting y'all media from, for one thing, you get your media from beta males who got you around here in fear of Trump. Trump, like he's the boogeyman. Oh Lord, they're gonna put us back in racism. They're gonna put us back in chain. Oh Lord, we can't. Bro, that's not an option to vote for somebody besides Trump. That's, I mean, why would you even allow somebody to try you like that, man? I mean, that just shows you like how much they really think of you. Like they don't even take us serious, and that's why you got black alpha males like me, bro, Mark, and the rest of the crew, the professor, and all us. We're taking back our masculinity because I don't know if you've been paying attention, but one specific political party they have been literally trying to eliminate masculinity like it's a bad thing. And if that's the way that the Creator created us, let us be us. I'm saying, I never. I'm gonna see if I can pull this footage up of your boy Rolly Roll. Go ahead, bro, Mark. While I'm trying to get this footage prepared.
Okay,
Y'all
I
got
want to.
to see this.
I noticed we got Miss Irby in the building. I want to say hi to her because she said hi.
Okay,
Um,
let
yeah,
me put it up
and
on the chat. Let me make sure we got them folks in our chat section. I see a couple of chats in there. I see
yeah,
her. Yeah, Miss Irby. There you go. I see you.
yeah,
Put you on we're gonna put you on the
and
big screen. Yeah, we're gonna
and
put
I
you on
tell
the
you
big
what,
screen. She says, "Hi, Marcellus." Oh, that's it, brother Marcellus. Oh, okay.
yeah,
She putting the government name out there.
right, right. Um, and that name, by the way, means warrior, warrior. So my
Okay,
mom knew from its inception what she was having.
okay.
So, but you know, when I say we use words a lot of times that we don't we don't grab. You know, we post stuff. I saw somebody post something about character. You know, I'm on this political thing about character and talking
Yeah,
about Trump. And
yeah.
I think we might need to read what character means because character say the mental and moral qualities distinctive to an individual. Running away was not in keeping with her character. A person in a novel, play, or movie, that's a character. But the one we're talking about is the mental and moral qualities distinctive to an individual. That's what character means. Now, the only person that I've seen who don't waver, even back in the 80s, when Oprah and the talk show host was talking to Mr. Trump about running, and he wasn't completely interested. The only person who ain't changed his statement is Mr. Trump. Kamala, she changed her tone, she changed her slang, she say whatever she need to say in order to get your vote. And one minute she black, well, she like to play up to black. She ain't said she was black. One minute she Indian, she won't even. So one minute she Asian, but we know that's part of the larger Indian group. So, you know, and Mr. Biden, we don't even have to touch on him because we already know he's a card carrying racist Klansman,
White supremacists. Yes, sir.
white supremacist, correct. So, I mean, I just don't understand some of these quotes. We really need to start reading on people. I saw somebody saying Trump was a rapist and all that type stuff. Man, we got to stop this. We're getting all emotional.
And
We
we're
got to
taking, and
get
we're
back.
not only emotional, we're getting emotional and letting people allow us to be manipulated through our emotions and run with all these narratives that we get from the white media. That's why we're a counter to that. We are what they call black media. And so we're going to control our own narrative. Can you see right there? Make sure y'all hit the QR code right there. Urban Matters Black Media Group. make sure you donate, share, so we can keep this thing going, and so we can start speaking in our own voices. That's why I created this platform. There's no telling how long we will be until maybe Facebook or YouTube start censoring us, because we're not part of that go along, get along gang. And so they may eventually start censoring this program. So, but guess what? If you start donating to this QR code on the screen that you see right here, it says Urban Matters Black Media Group, then we can start growing and we can start building to where we can create our own, we can get our own server. And that way, once we network with our own server, nobody can delete us. No one can try to censor us. We can literally let our voice be heard. And so I know a lot of the family may not be real familiar with the QR code, but what you do with it, you pull up your camera and then you put your camera on the QR code and focus your lens on that, the little squiggly squares here. And then your camera will pop up with a yellow icon, and you tap that yellow icon. It'll take you directly to the pay app, and you can donate whatever you want and just keep this thing going. Because I mean, if we don't support us, who's going to support us?
Right.
We are all we got. I don't know if anybody is not, you know, recognizing that, but we are all we got. Nobody is coming to save us. We have to save ourselves, and it's just that simple. So yeah, bro, Mark. Sorry for cutting y'all, but yeah, y'all check out that QR code right here at the bottom of the screen. Urban Matters Black Media Group. You turn on your camera, you focus on that QR little code, the little squiggly lines there, and then tap in, and that'll directly let you be an influence to this platform. And then you can say, "Hey, this is my platform," because guess what? I donated. I invested in it. So this is my platform, Urban Matters Black Media Group. I'm investing in something for the future, and I'm investing in me. And so that's what
Yes,
it's
sir.
all about, family. And listen, I'm totally transparent, family. I will give you a complete download and complete survey of what we're collecting every week, collecting every month, because I want to be totally transparent. I don't want anybody to think, because I don't need it. I mean, but I know that we do need funding to keep this thing going, bro. Mark, am I right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Nothing's. We live in America. Ain't nothing free. Nothing.
Nothing, nothing.
So we gotta help each other out, because if we can get motivated by a politician that we've never met and that won't affect our lives in our local area, then we can definitely get excited about somebody that definitely look like us and definitely work hard for us and want and will lay down their life for us. I agree. So that QR code is very important. Um, and even if you look at Dr. Juice microphone, that wasn't free. And that's a nice mic, but
Oh
he
yeah,
want to make sure he gives you a quality product, because you
yes
wouldn't
sir.
believe some of these items, even the intro, all of that. I
Got
remember
the
when he first started, he didn't have all that. That's right. So
money, man. Listen, I got back in the back right here. I know y'all can't really see it, but man, I got a whole setup back here. You can see the lighting I got. You see how bright it is in here. This takes production science. It's a science what we're doing, and I want to bring the best quality workmanship to you guys as possible. And that's why I do it for you and our family and our culture. I was talking to a young lady, and she's in the millennial age group, Marcellus, and I say I got messed with him up with that Marcellus. And this young lady is a Black American woman in her mid age, and she's from the millennial community. And she said, we don't have a culture. I say, what? I say, where do you get such mockery from? We don't have a culture. I say, you're starting to sound like the people that are hating on us that come from other countries. Honey, let me tell you something. If we didn't have a culture, why is everyone trying to mimic us? Why is everyone wanting to be us? Why do they even come to the America? If we don't have a culture, let me tell you something. Let me give y'all a little real quick uh If you didn't get the memo, we created this country. If it was not for the foundational indigenous folks of America, which are copper colored and have this little melanin stuff running through their veins that make them all pretty and brown and copper, there would be no America. And that is the main reason why here at this program we promote and we support reparations. Absolutely. Absolutely. We are the culture, just like Miss Irby said. We are the culture. What do y'all mean we don't have a culture?
Well, what they do, Dr. Juice, is they make us hate ourselves. So the very cultural things that we do on off rip as a people, what do
Right.
we call it now? We call it ghetto. We call it, you know,
Right.
our people are real expressive. Like you see me talking, my hands just going everywhere. You talking is like, and and we feel it. We're boisterous, but that's ghetto. What do the boule educated ones say? Oh, you think you can tone it down a little bit?
Correct.
Be a little be a little sweeter?
Correct.
Well, I'm sorry. If
Feel
Dr.
more.
Juice tell me that he gonna kill me, he look me in my eye and say, I'm gonna kill you. Or which one is better? He said he gonna kill me, or he say, um, Marcellus, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach around your back and I'm going to use this knife and shove it right through your heart. There's
Yes.
no difference.
And I'm
I'm
gonna do it
going
real
the way.
slow, so I may put a little twist on it, but that's just to make you comfortable with what's about to happen.
Happen. Right. So it listen to the words people say. That's what's important. You got to learn how to use these ears, and you got to stop using your mouth so much. You got two ears for a reason and one mouth. Use those two ears, soak it in, because I'm telling you, I would
Yes.
rather just like in our day when we was younger. When we were younger, we the large majority of the people we knew when they didn't like us. We knew when they were against us. And even like our mom and dads and stuff, our grandparents, they knew who didn't like them. So you can navigate around them. But now you got people going, hi, how are you doing? You're such a wonderful person. And you think they like you, but they don't.
Sure.
So so let's stay in our culture where we know what we're doing. Because my elder said certain light men speak with forked tongue.
Sure.
Y'all remember that?
Remember that.
So if you want straight talk, come to Urban Matter live chat because we're gonna speak
A little bit
straight.
rough.
We're not going around anything. We're just gonna leave it in your lap.
Sir. Yes, sir. Let me see if I can play this next clip. We got
Here
your
we
boy
go.
Roly Poly. He's been doing some suspect stuff. And he was trying to basically shield and take up for Kamami about the whole thing when they had Kamami on CNN with what's the white what's the reporter's name? I can't think of it. Dana Bash on CNN. She was interviewing her, and Dana Bash asked her a question. So, what do you think about Trump saying that you only get black around election time? And Kamala made her skip past that question and said, oh, the same old playback. Just skip to the next question because she does not want to be put under the gun. Whether she has to answer, whether she's black or whatever she is. I don't even know what she is and really don't care because I'm not voting for her. So, hey, it is what it is. So, here is that footage right here, bro, Mark. Let's check it out real quick.
All right. Okay.
of your identity.
Yeah.
Any
Same old tired playbook. Next question, please.
That's it?
That's it.
Donald Trump. I was a little bit surprised. People might be surprised to hear that.
Oh, look at him. Look at him. Look at
Interacted with him.
Look at him.
This next question. Go ahead and play this one for y'all. Check this out.
About your opponent, Donald Trump. I was a little bit surprised. People might be surprised to hear that you have never interacted with him, met him face to face. That's going to change soon. But what I want to ask you about is what he said last month. He suggested that you happened to turn black recently for political purposes, questioning a core part of your identity.
Yeah.
Any
Same old tired playbook. Next question, please.
That's it?
That's it.
About your opponent, Donald Trump.
Hey, they probably gonna give me a strike, right?
People might be surprised to hear that
We ain't
you
doing
have never
this.
interacted.
We talking about we ain't doing this. You done
Go
it.
ahead and play this one for y'all. Check this out.
About your opponent, Donald Trump. I was a little bit surprised. People might be surprised to hear that you have never interacted with him, met him face to face. That's going to change soon. But what I want to ask you about is what he said last month. He suggested that you happened to turn black recently for political purposes, questioning a core part of your identity.
Yeah.
Any
Same old tired playbook. Next question, please.
That's it?
That's it.
Hey, I'm done, bro. I'm done. Hey,
So-
lights out. He said, we ain't doing this. Oh Lord. No, man. We got a peek at what was on your screen, Roland. Why were you looking at booty pics while you're in the middle of a broadcast? Bro, if you
Male.
gotta have it that bad, you got a problem, bro. You got a problem. I'm sorry.
Pervert.
Bro, you got a problem, bro.
Good Lord. We need to get him some counseling.
He got a problem, bro.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
Looking at man butt and
Bruh.
trying to have a serious chat.
Right.
you
And then wanna try to sit up here and ridicule us and lecture us and try to play us like we stupid, like we don't know anything. But I know one thing, we got enough sense to stay away from that foolishness that you were just looking at. How about
How
how-
about your mouth?
how about that, bro, Mark? Man.
And
I'm done with that there, bro. That just like I lost my appetite on that, bro. Really, I did, bro. We gotta go to a commercial break right quick, man, on that one, man. Y'all give us 15. We're gonna take a 30-second break real quick. Y'all let it rock.
and Miss Earth, we are speaking.
back. We back. We back. Ain't nothing changed, y'all. One shout out for them boys. The Migos. Rest in peace, too. There's another brother that got took out in Atlanta, man. Takeoff. Rest in peace to Takeoff, man. Salute, bro. I love Takeoff, man. Takeoff, man. Listen, that boy had some rhymes, man. How he spit on that microphone, bro. That man used to spit, man. I used to love it, bro. I love that, man. But golly, man. That's what I'm talking about, man. We representing for the culture. That's what I'm saying. They're saying we don't have a culture. It wouldn't be no hip hop if it wasn't for our culture. So y'all let that sink in. Y'all let that sink in. Let's see. We got some old comments in the section right here. Let's see what we got. Mr. DJ Big Red 210. People really need to get fentanyl test strips. Damn, look for them through Google People. Rest in peace, Rich Homie. Hey, salute right there, Big Red. Thanks for that update, man. Definitely, man. Bruh, I don't really know how the whole scene go with the pill popping and all that stuff that they got going on now in our culture. But it's no different than the crack epidemic when we were coming up. This stuff is put out in our communities, and these drugs are put out here militarily. I will say it's a military plan or strategy that they put these drugs out here in our community, and it just takes over and it festers in our community, and then before you know long, pay attention to that whole, what's the name of that new drug that's out there? Not the fentanyl that was taking over the white community. A lot of the kids wasn't X, it wasn't that. DJ Red said, I bet they gave him a fake perk. I don't know, but whoever did it, it needs to be an investigation behind it, Mr. Big Red. And what do we got too? We got whoever we got. Miss Jamie said, did I see Miss Jamie in the comment section? Not VP. But don't we code switch on the daily? You know what? I came across that narrative today. And they're talking about code switching. This is a new thing that the Democrats pushing. And they're trying to I'm gonna pull that video up too for them, Mark. You go ahead and commentate for me real quick. I'm gonna pull that up about what they're trying to speculate with the whole code switching thing. Let's go to that real quick. Go ahead, bro. Mark.
What they're doing is they're massaging your mind. They sort of putting these little terms, code switching and things like that, to make you try to associate what she's doing to you in your life.
Right.
And no, we got to be smarter than that, because I don't code switch every day. I don't. If I go somewhere, I'm going to be who I am. The closest thing to a code and code switching versus speaking to your audience is totally different. I mean, we'll use Dr. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X as an example. When they went and spoke to a different audience, they just started changing the way they talk.
Right, their accent. They call it a black accent.
Right. They didn't start trying to use a different accent and all that type stuff. They didn't try to pretend like they ate what you ate or anything. They went in and they spoke to the issues that they had to speak to. And that was that. So, no, ma'am, we don't code switch on the daily. Now, do we like when you out there on the plantation, do you not say, wait, let me tell you what I mean when I say plantation? Because I call, which if you sit down and think about it, all these jobs you go to ain't nothing but Massa AT&T job, plantation. Massa Walmart plantation, Massa so forth. All those ain't nothing but plantation.
Your black job.
And you going to your black job.
That's another old sideways Jedi mind trick talking point that they try to throw out there for election.
Everything in America is separated. Black, white, Hispanic, blase, blah, 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 because they divide and conquer. But once somebody speaks, to black people issues and speak to black people losing jobs, now all of a sudden they want us to get prissy and not want to talk about, oh, I have a black job. Well, I'm sorry. You won't have it long if your people keep getting replaced. And the other thing is everybody who was let's say in the upper middle class or higher lower class, they carried on like just because they're a manager at Walmart or a manager somewhere that it won't affect them. Well, you're wrong. It will affect you eventually. And if not you, pay attention. We have to fight for our young ones. We got to fight for the next generation. We got to stop that. So, black, you have something called a starter job, an entry level job. So, if you're going to get an entry level job and you got to compete with somebody who only wants $10 an hour versus you coming in there wanting 13, I'm sorry. And you're black, you might not get that black job. So we gotta stop falling for these Jedi mind tricks, black jobs and things like that. You're muted.
Guess what? Guess what? Guess what is the ultimate black uh, job? A job that a black business produces, and that's what I think we need to be more focused on. We need to be focused on business ownership and entrepreneurship. Because hey, I've been in business for 15 years, and I'm loving it. Like, hey, we got some more comments. Bro, Big Red says Trank. No, we wasn't talking about Trank. Were you talking about Excelazine? That's a new one on me right there, Big Red. I never heard of that. I never heard of that. I'm kind of green when it comes to the drug
Yeah.
game, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
because I tried to stay as far away because that stuff destroyed my family. So I tried to stay away from all types of drugs.
Yeah.
You know, I may
Yeah.
have every now and then had some of that old Reggie Bush, but other than that, I did not mess around with anything. But
Yeah.
no, the name of that drug was what was it? It wasn't the crank, not trank. They called it something else.
You
Was it?
talk about the opioid addiction?
Yeah, the opioid stuff that, but they
Yeah,
got a
that's the
name for it though. They got a name.
prescription drugs.
It was subscription,
Prescription
but
drugs.
you would have a lot of these hillbillies cooking that stuff up, and if they didn't keep it stable
Oh,
enough, low
the meth.
the meth. That's what it
Yeah.
was. Cooked
Yeah.
meth. And that
Yeah.
stuff ran through. I don't know about y'all, but down here in Florida, in the South and Georgian area, man, that stuff terrorized the communities. And so what they did, instead of us, they locked us up during the crack epidemic. But during Fetty, Too Big Red, yeah, Fetty. I think I've heard of that before.
Yeah.
But what they did with us, they locked us up for a dime rock or the little crumb. But with them, they opened up all these rehabilitation centers and gave them all types of resources because they were on drugs. And so that's how the ancestors and that's how the creator works. Anything you try to inflict on his people, he gonna turn it back on you. And so that's why we're at the point we're at right now, especially with this whole election thing going on, bro. Mark. It's
And,
our time, man. It's our
and when
time
we
to
speak on it, and when we speak on that, brother, let's make sure we make the people remember who created that circumstance for us because they wrote the bill
yeah.
and they lobbied for the bill on the floor. So that would be Joseph Biden.
Biden. Yes, sir. And
He
not only
wrote
and not only that, he voted on every war bill that ever came. He was the first one to put his signature on the bill. Listen, I talked to a lot of military vets that went to Afghanistan and were part of the Iraq war. Do you know that they were not aware that the pharmaceutical industry was the big investors behind the whole war, and that in Afghanistan, poppy fields where they get the heroin from, it grows wild. It's a wild plant that grows in Afghanistan. So that whole thing about they was looking for Bin Laden, da 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 da, da, and oh my God, President Barry, he caught
There's a Toro.
Barry Satoro, and instead of them bring the man back for trial, they talking about they killed him over. He was in Pakistan. They killed him and then dropped him in the ocean because that's part of the whole Muslim ritual that you get buried. Come on, man, miss me with that shit, man. Miss me with that shit, man. I think that dude probably still alive, bro. He's probably
Probably.
still alive. Did you know he also worked for the Alphabet Boys, the CI? You know who I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yes.
And he was educated at Yale.
Yes, sir.
And what's the other college over in UK? What's the name of the college? Not Yale, but not Stanford, but what's that other Ivy League school? What's the name? I read
He
it.
he is very he
He
is very
used to work for us.
right.
To make a
And
long story short, he used to work for us. Okay,
yes.
come on.
And
It's
so that's why we have to read and
Jamie
look
hit
behind
it. Oxford. That's what he was saying.
Oxford.
Thank you for that,
Okay.
Jamie. Thank you for that,
Yes.
Jamie. Oh, Jamie on fire tonight. Boy, I like Jamie.
Yeah.
Jamie, boy, I love
Yeah.
it.
We need somebody to help wipe the dust off these old
Yeah,
heads here.
man.
Yeah.
Listen, family, but that's why this is a connection. We can't do this ourselves, man. This why it's a connection here, and we need y'all. Yeah, we need y'all input, and we value your feedback. That's why we need y'all to create the connection. So it may be some news or some information or some media that me and bro Marcellus didn't get, and we need y'all to come on and give us that information because that's what having a information platform is all about. It's about sharing the information because you can't communicate with your people, you can't organize your people.
Right. And interaction. That's what it's about.
Interaction.
And,
Thank you.
and something else that I spoke about today was they got us to a point now, and we got to stop this as a people. We got to stop this. They got us to a point now that if you like Trump and I like Biden, then I ain't got nothing to do with you. You're stupid. I ain't got nothing to do with you.
It's a divisive. It's a divisive strategy.
Why
Right.
would I not have something to do with you just because you like that person and I like another person and that has nothing to do with me and you.
Right.
I can still like this many things about you and we can agree on this many things. But for this, I'm gonna stop talking to you? No
Right.
way. No way. We gotta stop acting like little kids about things, getting all emotional and not wanting to deal with each other just because. Why don't we try using these things? If you like Trump, why do you like Trump? Let me hear it. And if I like Biden, why do you like Biden? I'll tell you. I'll tell you why I like it. That's all we have to do. And we listen to one another and we agree or we don't, or we listen to what they say and then we start researching it. We start looking into what they said.
Yes, sir.
But we don't dismiss somebody that's in our life over somebody that's not in our life. We don't do that. That makes no sense. That drives wedges in relationships, and we can't afford to do that. We got too many others against us. And that takes us to our other point we were going to talk about today, Dr. Juice, which is the unity aspect and the example of unity.
What about the code switching? Let's cover that real quick. The code
Oh, okay.
what our sister brought in. Let's check what everybody's been talking about.
You better thank a union member for the 5-day work week. You better thank a union member for sick leave. You better thank a union member for paid leave. You better thank a union member for vacation time. You better thank unions for that 5-day work week. Thank unions for sick leave. Thank unions for paid family leave. Thank unions for your vacation time. You better thank a union member.
You better thank the union.
Your voice is muffled. Seems like every time after a video is muffled.
Oh yeah. Sometimes I think the feed that's coming through on the video kind of muzzles out my voice. Sorry about that, family. I'm working on that. We'll process and work. We are building. Yeah. We are learning from this media thing. But you better thank a member. You better thank a damn
member.
You better thank them. You better thank them. And see, that's what everybody's talking about, the code switch and how her accent turns into a black scent. Because let me guess, it's probably majority minorities in that audience. And so what she does, she code switches to try to make it seem as if she blend in. I'm going to tell y'all, man, the blackest woman ever been is maybe she went to a HBCU, but that does not certify you as a American. I'm sorry, that just does not. So let's make that clear. And all y'all ski. See, that's why I tell people that fraternity and sorority stuff is kind of dangerous when it's not regulated properly. You feel what I'm saying, bro, Mark? And no shade to my brothers and sisters in the sororities and the fraternities. But see, y'all, I remember Rachel Dolezal. Y'all remember Rachel Dolezal, bro, Mark?
Yeah.
Rachel Dolezal I think she was like the chairman of the NAACP, one of the biggest NAACP branches in freaking America. And she was in control for about 10 years and had done got powerful. And somebody found out that she was a white girl. And boy, let me tell y'all ridiculed her. Oh my God, y'all shamed her. Y'all did everything and knocked that young lady down. It was a white woman, but she had way more. If you ask me, she had way more soul than Kamala Harris did. So, I mean, that's all I understand, man. Y'all want to pick and choose who y'all want to,
Receipts. She had receipts.
Yeah, and the chick was doing the work. She literally was putting work. Kamala ain't put down no work in the black community. Name one thing Kamala did for you as a foundation of Black American that she specifically said, I'm going to do this for Black America.
I can't say I'm going to specifically do nothing for black people.
But I can show you a million things she did for Asians, which that's who she is. She's an Asian. And I can show you 11 things she did for the Hispanic community. I can show you 1,000 things she did for the LGBT community. How do everybody get this hopscotch past us, man? And like I said in the beginning, if it was not for us, this country wouldn't even exist. So you don't rip and pillage and rape, and you telling me, oh, we can't get nothing? And now that we trying to stand in the pain, you got brothers like me and Brother Maul standing up right now. Y'all mad at us. Y'all think y'all going to shame us into voting against our best interests? Man, miss me.
Can't do it. I mean, it's about receipts. It's about actions. I don't know if anybody noticed, but in all of this word salad you receive, she make it sound like Trump is the president right now. But no, she's the vice president and her buddy Joe is the president. So if you haven't done anything for the unions in these 3 years, what's supposed to make me think that you're going to do something for them now? If you haven't done anything for women in these past 3 years, why would we even think that she's going to do something now? She is in the White House now. We have to begin to use our brains again because we have some of the most amazing people on this planet because we God's people. But we can't we can't dull these brains of ours and this common sense. I just don't get it. They're in the White House. How can you tell me what you gonna do when you ain't done it and you're in there and you're in control?
Well, all I can
Really?
say, boy, they pulling a hell of a spell of witchcraft on the whole community. Like I was watching this one Indian dude. He from India. He was like, Kamala, if you pull this off, you are the biggest scammer in Indian history. He said you gonna pull off the biggest scam ever in history if you mess
Yeah.
around and become president. Cause, bro, she literally is vice president and running for president at the same time, and now she has literally like forfeited all of her vice presidential duties. Where they do that? Bro, Mark, where do they do that?
And
Our country right now is basically vulnerable. Our main president has stepped down, and the vice president, she's somewhere else, like she always has been. I don't get it. Man, we right
and
now
they
so
won't even
open for an attack right now. It's ridiculous.
they won't even let her have a serious conversation with the people of America.
Hey,
These little hand-picked little meetings here and there and little short interviews, and she don't answer anything that's of any relevance.
this is my thing, bro,
You
Mark.
you can't even get an answer out of this woman.
I'm waiting for all the knuckleheads that tried to attack me in 2019 and 2020 and was like, you need to stop telling people don't vote for Joe Biden. Even when Hillary was running back in 2016, Juice, you just a. I say, bro, it ain't got nothing to do with who I am. I'm telling you that you're not gonna finesse me like this. You're gonna keep giving me the vote, keep giving me the vote. In my life, in my financial situation, in my economics in this country is getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Where do they do that? No, sir,
Where?
buddy. You
Where?
not when they come down and they want to have a serious, not even a serious conversation, but a serious policy implementing session. I don't want to talk no more. I don't want to study no more. I don't want to do none of that. I don't want to do none of that. So we're gonna give the family a round of applause that's tuning in tonight. Because you know why? Because we
DJ Big
standing.
Red.
What DJ Big
And
Red said?
no, I'm just saying, DJ Big Red, Sister Irby, we appreciate y'all. You guys have made a
Thanks
very
very much.
valuable contribution to this platform. We appreciate it.
Yes. And please make sure you like, you share the content. You can also find us at YouTube. Let me hit y'all up with the captions. We'll make sure we get y'all to tune in to us because we are on YouTube too. We're simultaneously streaming over to YouTube, and there's that Cash App too. Y'all want to hit that up? $C Johnson BP, Black Group of Economics. So make sure y'all follow us on YouTube at Urban Matters Matter live chat. You can catch us there, and remember, this is what we're doing right here at this platform. We're weaponizing our votes. You got to understand, you have power in your vote. Weaponizing, see, they want to weaponize us with shaming tactics. And remember, your ancestors did not die to vote, they died to be free of oppression. That's what they died for, freedom. And when you got freedom and the right, you can vote if you want to, and you got the right to not vote for who you want to. You get to vote for. You ain't got to be on taking what Joe Biden say. You ain't black if you don't vote for me. They gonna put y'all back in chains. Come on, man, bruh. How you just get away with saying all this stuff?
And you came closer to putting us in chains than anybody.
Correct. Most of your people locked up right now because of Joe Biden. 1994 crime bill, catching them. They may have just had a dime. I remember I know cats they was down on the hood and somebody threw some dope out and they were just standing there and the police roll up and the dope sitting there by your feet. You going to jail, bro. You got 10 years. And the dope ain't even your dope. Yeah.
And then they came out the 3 strikes and all that stuff.
Thanks,
Man, let me tell you. If we had it, we really need to start having some dedication to our people, because, and not just pay lip service, because we can't have a short memory. This is serious stuff. How you doing, brother? This is serious stuff. We'll forget all of the trauma that we suffered through with certain people, and then I just can't understand who could vote for a person that took our people through such trauma. I just can't understand it, because the majority of us can point to somebody who had to go to jail for some tiny little something in that crime bill. So, right. Not to mention some of the other stuff, but let me digress.
Sure. We got our brother Nick in the building. Brother Nick, what's good, my dude? Let's give brother Nick a round of applause for joining us.
Mark. What's up, man?
How you doing, brother?
Doing good. Brother got the sound effects and everything going on here.
What's going on, brother Nick? What's on your mind? What's on your radar today, brother Nick?
Oh, not much, man. I was just listening to Mark. The topic is, what's the topic today?
That's not the topic. This is the topic right
here. You saw what happened with
Roland Martin. Yeah, Rolanda, I was huh?
Rolanda Martina.
Yeah, man. I saw I was watching a program and they pointed out the bashing of what he did to this young lady named Sabby, and she was going over what Roland Martin said, and then she pointed out something that was in the background. I was like, whoa, that's crazy, man. That just goes to show, man. Matter of fact, one of the things that she mentioned was that she don't know how he even reached out to her, because she's not tagged into him, he's not tagged into her, or they don't even communicate. So she basically put things together and said that maybe from the DNC or from the Democratic Party, basically what he was saying was that they asked him to try to put a leash on what she was trying to cover, and while he was covering it, he had just a little indiscretion on his laptop, and it's on her show too, and you see it, which is crazy, man. But man, us as a people, man, we definitely need to stop allowing ourselves to be marginalized from any group of people.
Yes, sir.
And we have to realize that we really take the lead in anything, right? And let me define anything, because that wasn't a real good word to use. But if we take music, right? Most blacks don't know that country music, rock music, started by blacks. Then blacks moved on to another genre, and we just left it for everybody else, right? And we took the lead in every genre that has basically come about. If you look at sports, right? And first I'm gonna deal with the entertainment part, right? So we take sports. So we create a sport, then we take over a sport. If you look at fashion, if you look at even language, right? Most of companies that market product uses what they badly talk about is ebonics, right? You know, how we talk amongst ourselves and how we talk, in which I would say common language, right? We talk the street language, as they call it, but it's common language because companies market that way. But we probably wouldn't talk this way if we went into a business meeting. However, they still use our language, our marketing, our likes to push products. But yet we can't come together on anything but for one thing, to vote for this one party called the Democrat Party. Now, I don't vote because I don't trust none of them. And y'all know how I feel about that. However, it should be very, very conspicuous to believe that you mean to tell me 95 to 98% of black folk gonna vote for one party all the time?
All the time.
That don't make no sense because whenever you hear black people talk, we say we can't come together. So how do we all of a sudden come together for one party? I tell you why. Because everything else that we try to come together in, they destroy, except for one thing. When they want you to vote for the Democrat Party, they want to pull you together. So that in itself should let you be like, that ain't right, because we just said that we don't come together for nothing. We don't pull our resources together for nothing. But yet, for this one thing, you can pull your vote together and not get nothing.
Right. Right.
That's trickery, man. That's witchcraft. So,
Yeah.
but people like Roland Martin, man, you know, I went to college, you guys went to school. These guys have no sense of loyalty to their base or to their people, because they want to appease and please a society because they want to keep their place, right? And their place is money, fame, wealth, or and it's not just Rolling, man. It's plenty of these cats, man.
Smiling. Yeah.
You know, I went to school with a couple of these cats, man. That they will portray that they do stuff for the black community, but they don't do nothing for the black community. They doing something for themselves.
Yes.
So
self-gratification.
Yeah. So we really have to analyze why black people come together for this one thing. I mean, you can't even come together in church or in religion. I should say. I mean, because in a black family, you can have a Christian, a Muslim, a Hindu, a Buddhist. You know, you can have all these things, but when it comes to the Democrat Party, they be like, "We gonna vote for this party, right?" Man, come on.
Something not right. And they do absolutely nothing for us.
Nothing.
Other than come to your church on Sunday when it's time to vote. Or tell you a whole bunch of stories.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I wanted to speak on was the fact that when we did have strength, that our last power moves was back in the mid 80s when Jesse Jackson was pushing.
Mm-hmm.
And the way they silenced Jesse was by making him an ambassador, and they stopped him from doing what he was doing. But remember, because we brought an end to apartheid in South Africa. Mm-hmm. We started boycotting, and Jesse will come together behind Jesse. If he say boycott Pampers, we would boycott it. And that's when we had strength as a unit, because we was one unit. But that was our last time of flexing those type of muscles. And they figured out how to even separate us from that. So that's something that we got to go back to, because that's a good example of power unity. And that's where we got to get back to with the whole unity. And I didn't even think about what you spoke about, brother. And that is, man, we have unity for the Democratic Party. And we treat everybody like a pariah who say they don't want to have nothing to do with the Democratic Party. Well, you can't be my son if you ain't gonna vote for Democrat. You
Boy,
know,
yeah, they do, boy.
we 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 gotta do better, man. I mean, if you say you're gonna vote for Adam the house cat, that's no reason for me to disown you. That's come on. We gotta we gotta get back to that unity side because I remember being in college and and we was I went down to the store and me and some friends we walked down to the store and I was about to grab a Coke and they was like, bruh, you can't get no Coke. We boycotting Coke. I said, what? They were like, yeah. I said, okay, Pepsi it is. And I remember that. And I remember him doing the NASCAR too. And so that's when we was able to flex our muscle. And that's what we got to get back to. Because right now, they play us just like puppets.
Yeah.
They get us on our little emotional bandwagon and just send us in whatever direction they want us in.
Yeah, man. I agree with you, man. Especially with that. If black people boycotted the Democratic Party and forced their hand to, and which we won't. I just don't see black people doing that. But if they did do that, they'll get everything that they, at least 50% of what they want.
Right.
But
overnight.
but black people not getting anything. Like Mark, you've had your own business. Clem, you've had yours. I have mine, and you know how challenging it is for us to get financing, to get some type of support
Oh,
from we got to move out into their market because we don't have a market. So if I want to sell a product, right, and I got to go into the market, I'm not going into a black market to sell because we don't have a market. We've been assimilated into this society. Now, if a Asian person start a business, they could go to their market because they own half a Orlando downtown, right? They could create a product, go take that product to that market, start there, and then venture out into like mainstream markets. But we can't even venture into a market to even start anything, right? So when you see people like let's take what's the Fubu them. Remember when Fubu them
Yeah.
started? Like Fubu
Yep.
and Sean had their clothes.
Right.
They started with the hip hop community, so to say, right? Which is mostly blacks, right? Blacks
For us
and
by us.
right,
Yes.
for us by us in the black and Hispanic community, right? Black people can't do that today, and that was back in the '90s, like what late '80s, early '90s,
Late
right?
80s. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you can't do that today. If you start a clothing line, you ain't going to a black market to sell anything. If you come up with a product, I mean, if you do, it's limited. Meaning that you won't make enough revenue to go hire somebody to start a corporation or manufacture products. And those are the things that we have to look at when it comes to our dollars. Our dollars are spent outside of our community because we have assimilated, right? Right? Because we buy Nikes, Adidas, you know. Matter of fact,
We put 9 million a year in Jordans.
9 million a year in of Jordans. Man,
Just
that's
from
a lot.
us.
And that watch this right here. Jordans, which is owned by Nike, right? Then you got Adidas, which is owned by Nazis, right?
Exactly.
Right? So you got I mean, we even invest in Nazi products, right?
We don't
Right.
look
Yeah. I mean,
into
you
it.
can't make this stuff up, but we can't come up with a shoe and buy because we think Louis Vuitton or Gucci is the pariah of products. But if we make up something, we're gonna call it. Remember
Oh,
back when
that's
we
a
were growing?
black person. It's probably gonna fall apart. It's gonna fall apart tomorrow.
Hey,
I'll
it's
give you a good example. I can't even think. Stephon Marbury. Stephon Marbury. He had shoes called the Starberry, and those Starberry shoes, they were made in the same plant that the Jordans were, and on a similar style. He could not sell them worth nothing here in the U.S. I bought a few pair, and they were comfortable.
Wow.
But they sold his Starberries were like Jordans in China because he moved to the Chinese basketball league, and his Starberries sold just like Jordan in China.
Wow.
Stephon Marbury. Yep. But we wouldn't buy them over here.
It's crazy, man. Because Nike didn't put his check mark on it.
Right.
Or Adidas didn't put his mountain incline sign on it. Man, it's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. So, those are the challenges that when we, and we've been trained to do some things. We've been trained, I remember telling a few people, we got to stop looking for the negative or the F's in everything. They train us to do that. They train us to do that in school all the way up. Find the problem. Find the problem. We got to stop doing that. We got to start looking at the A's, because you guys know when your kid come home, they can have 5 A's and 1 F. What they gonna get blessed out about?
Right.
What were you doing in that class? How you get all these A's and this F? So that was 1/6 of your child's production.
Right.
And it got 80% of the attention. And that's what we're doing in life. We can't keep our relationships together because we're constantly trying to find the problem. We got people searching through your stuff. We got people trying to follow you and do all types of stuff to find a problem. But that mate can be providing 80 to 70, 75, 80, maybe even 90% of what you want. But you want to give focus to what could be going on. We got to stop that. We got to start embracing the positive, the A's. We got to find the A's in our relationship and in our dealings. And we got to try to make them into A pluses. Because if you keep finding the A's, the F's will disappear.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. So, hey, it's a great conversation tonight, man. I'm really digging it. And just to kind of recap on some things, I think we had the professor come in the building and join us. He's a little late showing up. He's at a little project up in Georgia that he's doing some networking. And I just want to say to my LGBT family, don't think for a minute that, hey, we are, saying, hey, we don't love you and this and that. We're just trying to point out the fact that there's an agenda to divide us from you. And keep in mind what comes first. People that we're addressing and we're talking to, you're Black first. So I think if we just focus on being foundational Black American first, that way everybody can be a all lives matter type thing. Because they keep trying to force that, if Black folks benefit, then all people benefit. Yeah, but we need to see some all people policies for the Black people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I hate people who keep pushing that whole Asian hate crime bill thing, and they trying to say that, it's everybody. But if you read through some of the language,
all the language.
All the language.
Yeah.
It's Asian that, aliens, Island Pacificers, this and that, Island Pacificers, this, Asian that. We're gonna give money to the Asian. I don't see them saying not about we're gonna get no Asian. And then when you come to us and we say, we want some bags too. We want that
minority
check too. Well, wait a minute. We can't do that. We can't just give y'all and then leave everybody else. What? Didn't you just do Asian bill?
And just to make a point to what you're saying, and I ain't mean to cut you off, Clem, but The Asian bill is for the Asians, but anything that blacks are included in, it includes everyone. So when they say the Civil Rights Act, no, that includes everybody.
Yeah.
I think Roland Martin brought up the Slavery Act or the Church Act or
Yeah, the
stuff that he was
church.
bringing up. No, that was for everybody.
All
Right.
churches.
Right. So
Right.
we don't have a specific bill. Okay, which is fine. Okay. But if they don't want to give us a bill, that means that you have to come together as a unit to demand something on your behalf because you don't have businesses.
Oh,
I mean, we have people who there's a man, and I can't think of the guy name right now, but he's a billionaire. He went to Morehouse and he owns a technological firm. Um,
I'm
and
like,
I cannot think his name now, but his company is on the stock market, right? But that's not the issue as far as being something that's put in place for specifically to help blacks in the marketplace because his wealth has come from out of the mainstream of all things, and that's where he started at. But we don't have grocery stores, right? We don't have clothing stores, like cleaning stores, like you know when they clean the clothes and all that. Uh, we have car washes, but we don't have like the new car washes of today, right?
it is
Uh,
arrested.
we don't have our own schools. We have HBCUs, but what are they producing? They're just producing worker bees mostly, not owners.
Not only
Uh,
that, majority of HBCUs was started by the Jews.
right. And we do have farmers, but our farmers don't get a lot of money because they always suing the government. Actually, they sued the government, and then the white farmers came and said, well, they can't get that money because of discrimination. So all that's been held up. But we don't have products where we could go and place in the store like your own cereals, your own vegetables, because I don't like eating GMO products. I don't like eating products with all these HTTBQs and EDTAs. We don't have those type of foods that we could bring to market because we don't have a marketplace to bring it. So, and we're going to continue to decline because
Got some feedback. We got a lot of noise in the background. Mute your thing.
all
Uh,
right.
mute your microphone.
So, you know, if if black folks want to come out, they're going to have to pull together. Other than for pulling together for the Democrat Party, they got to pull together for themselves, man. So, but it's going to be a challenge, man, because well, our people brainwash, man, brainwash into believing that a group or a party that we support is going to help you come up out of your issues when this group and this party help you stay in your issues and don't give you nothing to benefit on.
Got you stagnated. Let me play this real quick clip of girls Savvy, Nick. She was
Oh,
putting
okay.
your homeboy in check.
I slice up my garlic, but no, first I chop up the bacon.
Oh, sorry about that. I had it right there. Let's see where I had it.
No, we must correct this, ladies and gentlemen. We must correct this. Okay. So, first of all, let me just put up this. Dwayne says ham hocks, thank you. Z Manny says justice for collard greens. This is not how Black people make greens. Now, again, I'm not saying she may do it that way, but this is not how Black people make. Do you get? I'm trying to prove a point. This is a cultural thing. And everybody in my family has made them, include me. I also, and this could be a preferential thing, I also don't use no damn bacon. Like Dwayne said, no, you use a ham hock. We don't No, that's not how you a ham hock, a smoked turkey. Someone put smoked turkey in the chat just a second ago. I thought Auntie said turkey necks. Yeah, you use something like that. So I don't know where she got that recipe from. But again, it points to the cultural upbringing. And when people say, oh, well, you're just getting on her dad, or she wasn't raised by her dad. No, this is not about whether or not you're raised by your dad. Because her father is from Jamaica. For those of us that are Black Americans, listen, that is something that's an American thing. And people understand that, particularly down south. This is something that if you go back, you look up, even back during slavery, like slaves used to make it. So we can talk about greens another night, but I'm very particular. And anybody here that knows me very well will tell you Sabby is very particular about her greens. And I am, because especially like living in the Northeast, I done had some bad damn greens. There's been a number of times I've gone to restaurants and they're like, we got collards. And I'm like, oh, I'll give them a try. And it's bitter. Collard greens are not supposed to be bitter. So that tell me something. Okay. So now when I go out to eat, if that ain't new and your family didn't establish the rules on washing collard greens, but hers did.
She's talking to Roland Martin now. Roland Martin been trolling her on X on Twitter, and she's replying back to Roland Martin. Let me round it back a little bit, please.
Roland comes in and inserts himself into this conversation. I think he thought he was going to ratio me, but it did not work that way. Okay, 3.1K likes. He came in 789 likes. This is what Roland Martin had to say. And you pushing the same hot sauce bullshit. Stories were done a decade before about her love of hot sauce. That ain't new. And your family.
Just for reference, this is what a beta male sounds like when he's trying to create a narrative.
Family didn't establish the rules on washing collard greens, but hers did. What you know about my family, Roland? Hers did. Did I say my?
Just for reference, Roland is from the islands. His people don't know nothing about collard greens either. He's not even fully American. He's like second generation, I think, islander.
My family made the rule. No, I was trying to prove a damn point. And he knows the point that I was trying to make. She's not from the culture. And that's fine. It is what it is. But she should just say that and stop avoiding the question on interviews when people ask you, oh, well, Donald Trump said that you're not Black. She's like, I'm just going to say next question. Okay. I don't know any Black American that would sit there. If somebody said to your face that you're not Black, I don't know any Black American that would sit there and just pretend like next question. So think about that. People can't be falling for this again. They did this with you, with Obama, and then now, you know, they trying to do this with Kamala Harris. And people need to know what they're actually getting. And this wouldn't even be an issue if the Democratic Party didn't have her running on, I am a Black woman. And the reason why they're doing that is because she has no policy. She has no platform on her website still today.
No policies mean no economics. I just want to put that out there for the family. No economics. Because that's all we really care about, economics.
Hey. So they're running on her identity, not on policy. And then they're telling all of you that if you don't support her, then you're anti-Black or you're misogynist. Well, I'm a Black woman, boo. And I'm not anti-Black, and I damn sure as hell am not misogynist. So miss me with all of that. Okay?
Okay. Okay. So y'all give me some feedback on that real quick, man. What y'all think about that? We got some sisters standing up in the paint. Pessel, I see you done, they done wore you out, boy.
How y'all doing, Dr. Juice?
We good, man. We trying to put it in, man. We trying to stand on the square, man, and get this work out here. And the show got to go on now.
Well, I'm just so thankful for technology because you know how we roll. Voss Computer Systems, we're anywhere, anytime, no matter where we are. You know, we're on a top secret mission this week, but we still with you. Um, just want to point out one thing. I'm not going to even make it complicated. You know, last week we talked, or maybe earlier this week, and I didn't hear you. I've listened to y'all for the last 5 minutes. No one has mentioned that the black church brings in $9 million. We're talking about across the country collectively. The black church brings in $9 million every Sunday between 9 and 12 o'clock. You multiply that times 52 weeks in a year, that's $486 million. Million dollars. If the black church was the only organization that was left after black people traded ownership for integration, if that's the only institute that the black community has, then I need y'all to help me understand why can't that money, if you can collect $500 million a year, but when you look at the data of your social and economic and political conditions, and more importantly, you're on the bottom academically. If you look at all of the metrics of education, language arts, math, black people on the bottom. So how can you bring in $500 million a year and black people won't even educate themselves? I don't get it. I don't understand why. I was having a meeting today and I mentioned this earlier. Why do black people treat education like some kind of disease? Why do you treat education like disease? So the question that I have is that how can the black church, if you're into saving souls, but you're not into saving your political and economic position? So y'all explain that to me. $9 million a week. I'll hang in here with you a little bit. Y'all know I'm on a top secret mission this week, and I'm going to have some things also to talk about that from an educational perspective that black people really, really need to know when it comes to digital transformation.
Sure. Absolutely. And we're so excited and we're so eager to get that information, Professor. And I know you've been putting in a lot of hard work and you're gathering data for us to bring back to the culture. And we're going to embrace that with open arms. And I can't wait, man. You've been getting me hyped up all week about this venture that you're on. And I think it's going to be really beneficial for the community. And I think they're going to really enjoy it. And I can't wait to get the platform set up so we can distribute this information, family. We're going to definitely be distributed. We're going to put like a little subscription together for you so we can feed you this information. Because trust me, you're going to need it. You're going to need it. From what I've been hearing on the radar, you're going to need it, family. So let's give our professor a hand for coming into the show tonight. Thank you for that, Professor. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Thanks for the information from the platform you're at right now. We're going to give a shout out to them with a real quick sound effect. All right. So yeah, that was just a little that was a little teaser right there, Professor. But hey, listen, man. Hey, we're gonna wrap things up tonight because I got a long day tomorrow, but we're gonna come back at y'all again tomorrow for that Friday heat. And we're gonna bring it, man. Y'all stay cool out there. Y'all make sure y'all stay in touch. Make sure you like and share, man. And we're gonna ride out, man, one more time with rest in peace to the little homie, little Quan. That's one of y'all guys up there in Atlanta, Professor. One of y'all Atlanta boys up there done expired on us, man. And
Wow.
we wish his
Yep.
family blessings and make sure they get peace in their hearts. And we gonna ride out like this up, man. We're gonna take it on out here. Y'all, peace and love. I'm your gracious host, Dr. Juice, signing off. We're gonna come back again tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Put it on your radar right now.
Gucci on my feet. Who got more money, you or me? Mama walk through usually with my nigga, better believe that I got the tool on me. I done smoke past security. What the fuck do you need glasses just to see me? When I'm coming full speed, got that V12 running. And I'ma jump the fence if I see 12 coming. Even if I was blind, I could still smell money. I can't trust no outside niggas, they could tell.
You know what they say? A lot of times these jitty boys know, man, Death Angel is around, man. And they say it in a lot of their lyrics and whatnot, man. So peace and love, man. Rest in power, little homie.
I'm the alphabet boy, cause I keep a L on me. I smoke good, throwing up my set in your hood, nigga. I be feeling like the man when I walk through. Can't stand what you saying when I walk through. I got all these hoes staring when I walk through. I done made a few bands on the walk through. Watch me, hey, watch me walk through.
Rest in power.
Watch me,
little homie.
Hey, watch me walk
Rich homie. Quan.
through.
Urban Matters Black Media Group, we represent for you, little homie.
Watch me, hey, watch me walk through. I done made a few bands on the walk through.
Yeah, it's money over here. What you thought, clown? Play crazy while you high, how you knocked down. No frowns around here, bro. We all smiles. G7 just dropped, got us down.
Mars hit the book.